Hi, I'm Poonam with SLCtv, your government access channel. Ever wonder what happens with your glass recyclables? Where does it even go? We'll find out on this week's episode of Capital City News. Jason Utgaard with Momentum Recycling talks to us about how the city recycles, processes, and repurposes its glass. And our History Minute is about Russell Lord Tracy, founder of Tracy Aviary. Let's get started with our legislative update and look back.
At its September 3rd meeting, the City Council was briefed on a proposal to adjust the boundaries between Salt Lake City and Mill Creek, and they also discussed proposed contracts with Salt Lake County that would reimburse the city for various transportation projects and studies. To learn more, visit slc.gov/council.
For the first time ever, Salt Lake City welcomed the world to the 68th Annual United Nations Civil Society Conference. The three-day conference attracted a record-breaking 5,000 plus attendees from 138 countries, bringing together local, national, and global leaders with non-governmental organizations, including faith-based communities, educators, activists, nonprofits, and more than 100 youth representatives, all to talk about how to build sustainable and inclusive cities and communities. Salt Lake City on the leading edge to meet 100% renewable energy by 2032, along with investing in affordable housing and accessible transit, were among some of the reasons we were selected as the first U.S. city outside of the New York City headquarters to host this conference.
I do believe we shall overcome someday.
Salt Lake City honored and recognized Tom, an enslaved black man brought over by the pioneers, with a proper headstone and dedication after he laid in an unmarked grave in the Salt Lake City Cemetery for over 150 years. The city and community shared Tom's story and recognized him along with many other African slaves who built and shaped America today.
We need to remember. We need to remember our history. We need to teach our history and let people know that those who were enslaved helped build this nation also. They contribute to the building of this state, and we need to teach that and we need to remember it.
A tasty treat on a hot summer day, that's Operation Chill.
Recycling in Salt Lake City has gotten easier thanks to a partnership with Momentum Recycling. Whether you sign up for curbside glass recycling pickup or you drop off at a site near you, glass is one of the best resources to recycle here in Utah, and it helps our local economy. Jason Utgaard with Momentum Recycling has details.
I help manage the over 6,000 residential customers that we service, and we have several hundred commercial customers that we also service for food waste and mixed recycling. Our goal is to help move the community towards zero waste, which obviously is somewhat daunting, but we've made a huge impact so far. We started this facility behind you in 2012, and that was the same year that the Salt Lake City partnered with us to launch the state's first curbside glass recycling program at that time. And so now 7 years later, we're up to over 5,000 or 6,000 Salt Lake City residents participate in the program, and we've diverted millions of pounds of glass from the landfill. So right now, this facility, we're processing anywhere from 1,000 to 1,500 tons per month, which is about half of the capacity that this facility has. In terms of all of the glass in Utah's waste stream, we think we're anywhere between 12 to 15% capture rate, which means that at least 80% of the glass waste that's being generated in the state of Utah is not making it to our facility here. And this facility is the only one and the whole Rocky Mountain region. So all of the glass that's recycled anywhere in Utah or even some surrounding states makes its way here. So we have a huge gap where we can still make up and capture a lot more glass. And the most important thing to us is just letting people know that we exist and educating them on how to recycle glass and where they can do so. Glass recycling is, of all the materials, say you took all of your recyclables, your glass, cardboard, plastic, paper, and you spread them out on the table, and I told you to grab the materials that were the best for Utah. Glass is the best material for Utah because it's collected locally, it's processed here locally, and then it's used by a local industry. Any of your other commodities, your paper, cardboard, plastic, those are going to be baled up and most likely shipped out of state, and they actually might not benefit Utah as much as glass recycling does. We just launched a mobile app this year. We have almost 1,000 people that have downloaded it, and what it does is it will tell you when your next pickup day is. It will also tell you, so hey, my pickup is on the 4th of July. I wonder if Momentum Recycling is coming today. Well, you can see right there, yeah, we are coming today. You can also use our Waste Wizard. So there's a little button on there. You can search for whatever material you're wondering can go into which stream. So maybe you have a ceramic coffee mug, and you're wondering, oh, is this? I think this is glass. But maybe you're arguing with your spouse or your roommate about it. Well, you can look it up on the app and realize, actually, no, that can't be recycled. It's actually not made of glass. But you can use our Waste Wizard to help you know what goes in the bin. Right now at this point, our total number of drop-off locations is somewhere around 16 to 20. They're located all throughout the city. There's actually a map on Momentum Recycling's website. You can actually put in your address and find the one that's nearest you. You can also go on Salt Lake City Green's website and find one. They're at a lot of popular parks, Popperton Park up in the Avenues, Liberty Park downtown. There's one up by the zoo. And then we have some smaller glass pods actually that are a little bit larger bins like this, so we've placed in kind of smaller, harder to reach locations. So for more information, you can go to momentumrecycling.com and just click on Utah, and then you can find your nearest drop-off location, or you can sign up for the service.
Next up is our History Minute.
Born in Ohio in 1860, Russell Lord Tracy slowly made his way west until he found himself in Salt Lake City in 1892. There, he built his own mortgage and loan business right downtown. With his two sons having passed away, Tracy had little to occupy his time and became an avid collector of birds. Many he displayed in cages outside his home. Visitors flocked to his yard to see the rare birds on display, and Tracy decided that a public park might be better suited to housing his unique collection. He was able to petition the Salt Lake City Commission to set aside a substantial portion of Liberty Park's southwest corner to build an aviary. Russell Tracy was the chief benefactor of that aviary, agreeing to turn over more than 200 birds to the city as well as all the equipment to care for them, and a substantial cash donation to buy more birds and enhance the park further. At 11 a.m. on Saturday, July 2nd, 1938, Tracy Aviary opened for business, but birds were not the only thing there in the original 4 acres of the park. It was home to seals, kangaroos, chimpanzees, and even a rambunctious ram that caused all manner of damage. After more than 80 years of operation, Tracy Aviary is the oldest aviary in the country and sits on 8 acres in Liberty Park with a collection of more than 400 birds.
That's it for another episode of Capital City News. Join us next time to stay up to date on all the latest. For SLCtv, I'm Poonam Kumar, signing off from Tracy Aviary.